My name is Aaron, and I like to fix stuff. Today we're going to be working on this Yardman snowblower. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Like I said, today we're working on this snowblower. I know it's not winter yet, but I had a customer drop this off, looking to get the drive repaired on it. He said that it seems to work okay in forward gears, but he doesn't have any reverse. So this is a 7-horse, 24-inch cut. He said it runs, engine's fine. He doesn't want any service done on it, just the drive system. So hopefully this should be a fairly straightforward repair. Like most, well, like a lot of snow blowers, this has a friction disc underneath the belly pan there. So we can start by digging into that. In order to get access to it, we're going to tip it up like this. And I want to find a way. Oftentimes you can just tip it all the way forward so it's sitting on the auger, but because I'm not servicing this, the oil is still going to be in the crankcase, and I don't want to tip it out and have it go everywhere. If it's going to be sitting for a while, if I'm waiting for parts or whatever, that is a possibility. So I'd like to secure it, kind of at a 45, something like that. Not quite sure how I'm going to do that, but first things first, let's zip out all these bolts here. It is 3/8, and there are 6 bolts we got to take out. I'm trying to do this all on my trailer, that way I don't got to move it twice. And hopefully we don't lose any hardware. So this pan should come off. Somebody's been living in there. Alright. So maybe I can just get a jack stand, hold it. I want to get it high enough so you guys can see what's going on too. Maybe 2 jack stands would be a good idea. Alright, so the gear engagement, or the control to change gears, is smooth. Sometimes this will be all seized up because of the different pivot points, but that's not the problem. This disc right here is where it drives, and I can feel that it's not even making contact. This runs off the crankshaft, so as we change positions in our gear selection, it'll move further out. The further out it is, the faster it is. And then, let's see, we're not getting all the way. There we go. So that's fast in reverse. That's slow in reverse. And then as we move further out to the right, this is now forward in slow. But yeah, this rubber lining on the disc here This wears over time, but this is what catches on this plate. As this spins, it spins this, which then turns the wheels. So then the further out this disc is, the faster the revolutions will be. So as far as repair goes, we need to take this off and put a new one in. In order to do so, I'm trying to remember, we can pop the wheels off, take out, there's a nut on each side here. I don't remember if those have to come out. Sorry, a bolt. There's also a roll pin here on the inside so it can't slide. And then I think that whole axle can come out. This is just held. Is there a pin? There might be a pin, which, no, I can't because that's what slides. Right? There must be something holding it to here, to this, because that's where it changes position. So I think what we'll do is we'll take the wheels off. I'm going to get another jack stand just to make this a little bit safer. We'll take the wheels off, undo those two bolts, and then we'll try sliding it out, take that roll pin out, go from there. To take the wheels off, just a simple clip pops out. And there are two positions for the clip to go in on the shaft here on the axle. I can't remember which one's which, but one of them locks it so that way they're both locked. That's for going through deep snow, straight lines. The other one essentially free spins. So that way one of the wheels is loose and it'll allow for tighter corners if you're making a lot of turns. I can never remember which one is which, but he had this one on the inside. So that's what we're going to go with. I'm just going to get this other jack stand set on the outside of the shaft. Like so. And then I'll take this side off. And then I'll take this side off and move the jack stand out here too. It's nice that he must have greased these axles because normally these tires are kind of hard to get off. If people aren't taking care of them. Okay, with those off, now we should be able to just break these free. Except I gotta grab the shaft from spinning. We got a washer. We'll check these bearings too once we're pulling this apart. I'm gonna do the same thing on this other side. Got our washer. Okay. I don't remember if this top one has to come out. We'll just go for it. There's a little hitch clip here. The linkage can come out. The washer behind it. Now we should be able to work that out. Just to give us a little bit of So we're not fighting as much internally. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like because the roll pin's on this side, it probably wants to go this way. So I'm going to tap that roll pin out. Hopefully. Yeah, we're moving. It's hard though because it wants to rotate. There we go. Right. Roll pins out. No, I think we can just tap this over the whole shaft. The bearing wants to come out. That's fine. We'll see if this side will come out too. Well, there we go. So here's our whole assembly. There is a snap ring that holds this together. We got to get the snap ring off, slide this off, take the friction wheel off. All right, let's get this snap ring off. So, and that comes off. And then we can drive this whole, oh, we don't even have to, slides right out. There we go. There's the friction disc. As far as bearings, this one's pretty growly. This one's pretty smooth. So we need at least one. If they come in a pack of 2, then we'll do both. If it's just one, we'll just do one. This bearing feels good. I'm just going to clean all this stuff up. There's a light coating of grease in here that can build up, and that's what a lot of times prevents smooth travel of your friction disc. So I'm just going to clean this up, and then I'll put a thin coating of lithium grease on it when we go to reassemble. So I got to get at least one bearing in the friction disc, and that should be it. It's probably a mistake not to go through the engine and whatnot. We'll fire it up and test the travel once we get this all put back together, and hopefully we don't have any problems with anything at that point. But I will bring you guys back after I get some parts in. Parts came in, so let's get this snowblower put back together. I was looking up the friction disc. For some reason I thought that this whole wheel came as one unit, but it doesn't. Here's the new friction disc, friction wheel. Here's the part number. So we got to split this. There's 3 bolts on this side, 3 bolts on this side. It should separate, and then we can put the new wheel in. Should be fairly simple. It's hot and humid today. I don't know how we're going to split this though. There we go. Old one, you can see there's a big gouge in it. And the new one, I mean, there's quite a bit missing. Let's say like a third is gone, this whole outer lip. So put the new one in there. Right, that was like so. There we go. And I don't remember, this is on here, but I don't remember exactly which direction it goes. Shouldn't matter. That slides in there, nice and smooth. All right, let's head back out to the machine and we'll get it all put back together. Before I forget, while we're in here, we may as well put this snap ring back on. That just locks these two parts together. All right, so our axle shaft for the drive disc is all cleaned up. We'll go ahead and put just a little bit of lithium grease on here. It doesn't take a lot, just a real light coat. Just helps protect it from rusting and helps it travel for the friction disc. So just a little bit, and we can slide that back in and then place it. We're just going to set it in there for now. There we go. Okay, we got our new bearings. The 62032RSNR. Gonna set these in here, get them started. This thing keeps sliding out, causing interference. I suppose we should probably get that lined up first. It's kind of hard because you're fighting like four different things. We don't really have to drive these pulleys in because let's do one at a time. There's a washer and a bolt. This will draw these two together so that way it's not sliding around. That'll help that a little bit, and then we can tap the whole thing in. Get this side lined up. All right, other side is in. Let's throw this nut on. All right. Now our drive wheel shaft slid out. No big deal. That goes in there. Again, we'll just put a little bit of lithium grease on these. Just to help so that the rims don't seize to the axle. And then we'll just slide these back on. Okay. So these were in the inside position on the shaft. And we got to come over a little bit with the whole thing. There we go. Okay, that's done. Now the hardest part, at least for me, is getting everything oriented to the right position in with the drive system. So right now we're going to be in the fastest position in reverse. So that way, that would be like way over here. Okay, so we'll throw this bolt back in. For some reason, whenever I do this, I kind of get things backwards. So you just want to make sure that like when you have it in reverse, it's actually going to be in reverse. If you have this slid all the way over and you try to connect it when it's in reverse, it's not going to line up. So you just want to make sure that everything is meshing in the right position. We said furthest left was fast reverse, and as it goes to the right, that is a higher gear in the forward position. So we'll test it out after we get this linkage on. And then we just have the roll pin to do, if we can get it. You just want it peeking out both sides. There we go. All right, so sliding to the right, and that's all the way up, and we're all the way out. So when we engage the drive, should have nice contact with the wheel, and it does. We can't even spin it, so that's great. All right, let's button this bottom cowl up. It's just these 6 bolts down here. Is this one? Some of them you got to tuck in the bottom side before you hang it. All right, now that we got it put back together, let's test this drive system. We got choke on, half throttle. There's fuel in there and the gas smells fairly fresh. Oil's perfect. Let's see, fuel was off. Turn that on. Give it a few pumps to prime. Let's see what she does. Ooh. Fast forward. We'll just let it run the gas out of the carb. And there we go. So a simple fix. That friction wheel is a wearable component in the drive system. If you're finding that, especially in first or reverse, if you're slipping in those gears, that's probably time to replace it. It seems that the closer to the center it is, the disc, so in those gears there, the lower ones, it seems to slip more often. So yeah, simple fix. It's pretty cheap. I think it was about, for the bearings and the disc itself, was about 30 bucks total in parts. So no big deal. With that, I'm going to wrap up this project and get ready for the next. So until next time, thanks for watching.